G'day viewers, here we go. Dave Randall requested the ROG 37 and we're dragging a white 395 set. So this is a continuation of one of the services from the other side of the world, I guess. On, which route is it? I keep forgetting. Southeastern High Speed, I guess. Anyway, let's jump in here. We're trying to figure out how to make this thing work. So its engine's not actually running. Okay, well, that's different. Put some headlights on, let people know we're here. Master key. Throttle is off. We need to put this into engine only. Brakes into full service. And... did something. Instrument lights. I don't want any wipers yet because I want to work out how to start the engine. Slow cut out engine stop. Engine start. Well, it started. That's a good sign. Handbrake's off. Now, AWS. That's up there somewhere. That one. And I think that's it. Promising. Let's go for some windscreen wipers. Sorry about the false start this morning, folks. As Dave Randall will tell you, it's been an eventful morning. Going to forward. It's not letting me do anything yet. Release the brakes. Aha! That's going to let me drive. Good. We have a green signal. My wipers have gone off again. Let's give it a crack. Will she run? Yes! Excellent. Happy now. So those of you who do have the slightly troubled Midland Mainline, how are you finding it? Let me headlights, 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 headlights. Where are the headlights? They're not up there. They are up there. Route indicator. Lights, interior lights, B side. What do we got now? We got all the lights on? We got all the lights on, yay! So we're heading to Siston Station in a Rail Operations Group 37. They do sound kind of cool, don't they? Hello TOC, Thunder 106, Michael Newberry, Brad MacArthur, Dave Randall, Metra 212 Productions, NJTE. I think that's everyone. If you're not chatting and you're in the here and you want to get a shout out, chat away. NJT doesn't have MML or the ROG. Oh well, you can enjoy it with me. Let's get rid of a couple of things, like that. Hopefully I won't actually hit 50 before that sign. A little bit of thunder. Hello, Daniel Robert Jowett. How are you? TOC is really enjoying it. I'll get it out there. It definitely does have some issues. It's got a couple of crashing problems that I've experienced, and I've run up the bum of another train once. That was interesting. So it's got some signalling issues. And I do get whacked by a speed grenade at Nottingham if I don't remember to slow down to 25. How is the sound for people today? I've got a slightly changed setup because I am partway through getting ready for Tuesday's Tram Sim stream, which I haven't scheduled yet. What are we doing up there? What's up in the window? cruise along at 50 miles an hour towards Syston Station. Sound is good, says NJT. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Hope everybody is well. So I'll be streaming, I know it's not scheduled yet, but I will be streaming the new tram sim off my Xbox. Still figuring out how to do that. I went out yesterday and got myself a little box that the other ambassadors recommended. So I'll be finishing the setup for that sometime tomorrow. I've only got a half day tomorrow because it's a holiday on Tuesday here because of Anzac Day. NJTE, Tram Sim, my Xbox indeed. I've actually had Tram Sim... Which one have I got? Vienna, that's the one I've got. And I've had that on PC for a couple of years. And I've played it on stream a couple of times. But I have an Xbox key, thank you Dovetail. My recently acquired Xbox. The reason I went out and bought an Xbox, by the way, I bought a second-hand one from a meth head funding his habit, I suspect. Actually, I shouldn't say I bought it. My wife bought it for me because she got sick of my whinging. But, thank you. I got that because I get a lot of questions about Xbox, particularly around downloading DLCs, because it happens quite differently to what happens on PC and PlayStation. So, to help answer those questions, I've made some videos for people, which actually seem to be quite popular. Got a bit of a yellow coming up. Dave says he feels silly because he forgot to put it in engine only before starting it. Yes, it does have to go into engine only on the reverser to start it up. Otherwise it won't. Excuse me. In a real one of these things, in this one you push the button and hold it for about, I don't know, 2-3 seconds or whatever, it just works. In a real one you have to press it and hold it until all the engine lights go out, so that you know it'll keep running. But it's kind of cool that this stuff layers onto the route. So if you're looking at MML, whether you buy it now or whether you wait for the patch to come out, it doesn't really matter. The patch is definitely coming. And the issues that people are experiencing are known and reproduced. So expect some changes in the not too distant future. I don't have a timetable for it. But if you are getting it, services from the Class 37 DLC. Excuse me. The Class 37 DLC and the RHTT and a 45 class, I think. Don't quote me on that. We'll look in the menu later. From Northern Transpennine, all layer into it. That one does a rail tour. Ooh, that must be... Oh, that was so close. Didn't quite hit the train, but it was so close. That looks like a bit of a single yellow up there. It is. I'll probably slow down a little bit. I like the way it controls the brakes of the electric train behind you. It's quite clever. Hello, people of Syston. This train is not for you. Look at them all going, why can't we ride that? It's dry in there. Sorry, people of Syston. A train will be along for you shortly. Or not. You shall find out. I won't, because I'll be up there. Bye-bye. Oh, I still had the brakes on. No wonder I was still slowing down. NJT says, why is the sign on? The EMU is not under power. It is powered. It's powered by this thing. They have a head-end connection. Michael says, what are your thoughts on Focus Entertainment buying DTG? I don't know, to be honest. Focus do have some good games. I was having a look through their catalogue of stuff. I've got some of them. I like, I don't run any on this channel because it's not about trains, but I do like graphical adventure type games, and they have rather a lot of them. And I've got a few of them. They also have Snow Runner and Farm Simulator, which a lot of the other ambassadors play Farm Simulator. I've never really given it a crack. So they have the pedigree of being a decent game studio, so they might bring some new knowledge into the DTG family. The rumours about Matt leaving are not true. Just thought I'd put that out there, since another YouTuber did say that, and a few of the Echo Chamber cronies have picked that up, but it is not true. He's not. He's still there. And I don't really expect him to go anywhere. But I can say, I can't tell you what I've been told through Ambassador channel, but what I can say is that the staff actually seem quite excited about it. So, we'll see what happens. And while I think that DTG have done quite well in coming to grips with the Unreal Engine and Unreal 4, am I allowed to go faster here? I am. Let's do it. Except I've got a yellow signal coming up. I think that it could do with an injection of some new blood who know it. So the train sim guys, well, I shouldn't say guys, the train sim people, is people of every possible flavour at DTG. It's a very diverse workforce. I think they learnt, for the most part, Unreal building this game. And while they've done awesome work, there are a few places where that shows. More recently, they've brought in some new people who have some good knowledge. Yeah, I've got a red coming up, have we? But bringing in some more guidance from outside would really help. Michael mentions that he mentioned Paul was fired as well. I have no idea about Paul. So Paul was the owner of Dovetail. Sometimes owners stay on as a CEO or as a CTO or something like that, or even a CFO. So I've no idea. Haven't heard anything. Oh, it's the reflection in the rain. I was wondering what that was. I could see this white line going back and forth on the bonnet of the locomotive, and I'm going, apart from the fact it's very mesmerising, why is that even there? But anyway. NJT says I should play DTG's fish game. I actually do have it. They gave it to all the ambassadors at one point, and I hoped that we'd start playing it, but I have to say, it's remarkably like real fishing. It's not my cup of tea. Speaking of cups of tea, here's what I prepared earlier. Very nice. I don't know if you guys see my shorts, but I did an interesting experiment with my kettle the other day, because I was trying to understand. Now, granted, they're not the same situation at all, because the kettle's not a pressure vessel. But I was trying to figure out, when you put water into a steam boiler that's under pressure with a water injector, you lose quite a lot of pressure, almost immediately, even with only a little bit. So I thought I'd try and figure out how much water it takes to take a litre of water off a rolling boil, and it was a disturbingly small amount. It was less than 30 millilitres. It was a tiny amount. Oh, this is even worse for these people. Because I'm actually going to stop in the platform and not open the doors for them. Maybe I should. I wonder if they'd get in. Should we find out? How are we doing at the back there? Are we in the platform yet? No, keep going till the train's in the platform. Oh, it's gone green. I'm not even sure if I can open the doors. I'm going to try. It's just silly enough for the kind of thing I'd do. Can we open them? No, the game's smarter than that, I think. Yep. We'd have to go back there and do it. Should we? You know what? We're gonna. Let's just drop this back into neutral. I'll leave the brakes the way they are. I'm kind of curious. If I go manually, can I get up there? I can. If I go manually open the doors, will these people get in? No. What are you doing? You're doing a bit of moonwalk. There's a bit of MJ happening there. Oh well, she's having fun. I'll leave her to it. So, that's interesting. So it's clearly not a passenger train as far as the game's concerned. Ooh. Collectible bin. Hope I can get back into this. Am I going to have to go around the other side? Oh dear. We'll do it the hard way. I thought you was going to get in here then. This is where I get run over by a train. There we go. Now we know the answer to a question. We've learnt something. I apologise for teaching you things. You may not have wanted to learn things at this time of the day. Speaking of learning things, I have finished my theory training on steam firing on Puffing Billy as of last night. Oh, what else have we got going on? We have... NJT asked how close is it to real fishing? Oh, look, in truth, not really. You know what would really help? Really, really help? Is it going to move this time? Yes, there we go. Problem between the chair and the keyboard again. Pebcack. NJT says, how close is it to real fishing? Not very, it's not smelly, you don't get dirty, it's not disgusting, but you do have to wait a long time sometimes. Benjamin Rivers, hello, says that he enjoys playing MML. It's really good. I'm glad you enjoy that. And asks, am I looking forward to the 700? Yes. And I haven't been involved in the beta for the 700, so I have no idea what it's like. At one point I was involved in too many of the betas, so I pulled back a little bit and I do a couple at a time. And I didn't pick the 700, so the first time I see it, we're going to get my hands on it about roughly the same time when you do. A couple of days before, through the Ambassador channel, but... look at those clouds of global warming. Isn't it beautiful? I looked at the brake pipe thing and said, 70 miles an hour? No, but it's that one, isn't it? I'm just being silly. Gratuitous bridge shot. That way, that way, that way. it's not much of a bridge, but that's okay. Yeah, they used the new trees. I hadn't noticed that before. They're quite good. Lexic Dark says yes, Dave, she's getting her steps in. Lexic Dark says the boil to steam thing is fun and interesting. Trouble is the energy is taken going to steam, and throwing in cold water is transmitted to the liquid sitting at critical boiling. Yeah, the injector generally puts the cold water right in the bottom of the boiler. The steam's taken from the very top, but it does have a discernible and noticeable impact. It really does. And yes, it is all about entropy. It's all about keeping the energy up. Or as one of my trainers told me, steam engines are like girls. And this is incredibly sexist, but steam engines are like girls. You have to keep them hot, wet and slippery. Of course, he's talking about the fire, keeping water in the boiler, and keeping them well lubricated. The railway's full of strange sayings and acronyms for things to help you remember stuff. Remembering all of the valves around the turret. There's an acronym for that, which I won't say in polite company, because it's very rude. But it certainly helps you remember it. You will not quickly forget which cock is which. Actually, I apologise, they're not cocks around the turret, they are valves. There's lots of cocks on a steam engine though. The difference between a valve and a cock is a valve is a thing with a twisty handle on it, and a cock is a lever. And one of the many phrases with steam, in the engineering world, if a cock is in line with the pipe, that's closed. And when you take it out of line with the pipe, that's open. But in the indicator glasses, which tell you the water level, or sight glasses, which tell you the water level on your steam engine, the cocks are actually down when they're open. And the way that the old-time firemen remember it is they say all cocks down to avoid a cock up. It's all interesting. NJT wants to see the coupler adapter. I dare say we can do that. Why not? Got a yellow signal coming up I need to pay a little bit of attention to. Can I get in there? That's the question. Now, let me try it this way. Alright, let's try the other camera. Because this one I should be able to... Oops, is that a red signal? No, it's alright. Someone else's red signal. It's fine. But I'm going to slow down because I've got a yellow one coming. There we go. This camera I can get in there and we can see it. Look at that. What a bodge job. What a total bodge job that is. But anyway, it's not pulling much weight, so it's okay. Something whacked me up in the air then. So it's an interesting world. Should we start with some questions? So funnily enough, this week's quiz is mostly about Midland Mainline and the surrounds. And I put it together yesterday. So let's go with the first question. The first question is about the route itself. So it's the modelled version of the route, not the real life version of the route, just to be clear. What are the three principal endpoints? So I'm talking about passenger stations. Ignore yards and things like that. As we come up on our yellow, and there's a couple of TPWS speed grids here as well. Making sure I'm behaving myself. Which of course I am, because I'm very low priority traffic. Dave Randall gets 10 with Derby, correct. 2 more. Nottingham is another one. NJT, that's off the modelled route. I didn't do that. Something stopped me, and I've had a brake demand from TPWS. Why? I wasn't going fast. Now I know there's speed grids back there. I think we found another troublesome speed grid. One I didn't know about. Because there's one right there, and I reckon that's what just stopped me. Where are we up to in the stream? 28 minutes. Okay, I shall put that in. Because that shouldn't happen. Because I was going well under the speed limit. There we go. Our brake demand has timed out, and we can move again. Not very far though, because we've got a red signal. Our brakes are coming off. They're still holding a little bit, but they are coming off. There they go. It's interesting that when you get a TPWS brake demand, it didn't brake the train behind, only the locomotive. That's interesting. What else have we got? I did say modelled NJTE, I was very specific about that. And Leicester, that was the other one I was looking for. Dave Randall says he wishes it was Sheffield, his new home city. It's got a very interesting history, Sheffield. It's one of the earlier places of the Industrial Revolution. That signal has gone green. Let's put some fang on. Let's go out inside and enjoy the fang. Benjamin Rivers, I am playing on PC today. I'll be streaming from console on Tuesday. And I'm playing on Midland Mainline. And we're using the ROG37 DLC, which layers into Midland Mainline at the moment. We will go on to play some of the native stuff shortly. That looks like a diverting route up there, so I'd better slow down, or maintain a low speed anyway. The reason I say it looks like a diverting route is I can see the white lines up there. I love the weeds growing in the platform. I'm just going to bring my speed down for a little, because most of the time when you're diverting and you're leading into the points on UK railways, they tend to want about 25 miles an hour. I don't actually know what this one wants, but I'm just going to bring my speed down a little so that we're ready for it. So if it is 25, we're all good. Benjamin, you get this on MML. If you've got the ROG37 DLC, it layers in 2 services, and we're playing one of them. The one that we're playing is 5Q57, it's the daytime one, so there are 2 5Q57 services. One leaves at 10 in the morning and one leaves at 10 at night. And they're a continuation of the services that are in Southeastern High Speed. I have to think about that for a moment. It's a 40 diversion, there we go, we can speed up. Clearly the tracks on this line are better than some of the others. Dave Randall says, random Sheffield fact, it has the most trees per person in Europe. Cool. If you buy this DLC, the ROG37, you will get both the 37 and the white class 395, which is kind of cool because it gives you a lot more variety, because you'll see whites and blues running on Southeastern High Speed after you buy it. It's really nice. Southeastern High Speed is probably I'd actually say it's the strongest route in the game now, with the amount of traffic and variety it's got. Barad MacArthur, well, enjoy the afternoon with your family. Have a good one. My family's all here, but one of them's upstairs gaming, and the other ones are around somewhere. I've heard them bumping around a bit. It is the 375 pre-refurb, you are correct, NJTE. Let's go with another question. And it's related to what we've been talking about. What trains actually come with the Midlands route? There are two of them. And I'll accept either name for one of them. It's class or its name. Either is fine. In fact, I'll accept the class on the name for both of them. Because they both have names. Metro goes class 43 and 158. Dave Randall, 158. Dave Randall got the 158 first, so gets that. And Metro gets the class 43. Well done. I was a little bit concerned this morning because when I got up at 6:30 this morning, my internet was dead, and I got hold of my ISP. And I'm very thankful that I've chosen an ISP that's supported out of Australia and that actually has proper 24-hour support, because I was quite pleased that I could get hold of someone who knew what they were talking about at 6:30 in the morning, who ran some tests, got me to do the usual reboot, ran some more tests, and then about 40 minutes later they fixed it. I know they were doing some maintenance last night, so it's probably the cause of the problem. Benjamin, I will be playing Tram Sim on Tuesday, which has been released on console recently. I'm going to do a ad hoc stream tomorrow afternoon because I'm only working in the morning tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon my time, which will be in the middle of the night for most of you, so you probably won't watch it, but the Aussies might. I'll be streaming something else off Xbox just to make sure the setup actually works before I have to stream Tram Sim. NJT says, I'm not behind because I have live with a red dot. I think Dave Randall and Metro are in the future. Ah, that's interesting. I have a red dot too. No great surprise there. I'm just looking at the monitor. It looks okay. I can see the bridge that I went under about 30 seconds ago on the YouTube monitor, so I think it's about right. Because it's 30 seconds out. I normally run the minimum, which is 20 seconds, but because I set this stream up in a hurry, I left it at default. How many tasks have we got in this one? Oh, we're going all the way to Derby. How about that? That's cool. As we continue along our merry way. Dave Randall says, NJTE, I just hit 88 miles per hour in the HS2. Yes, you have gone to the future, Dave Randall. Benjamin says, which DLC do I need downloaded to get that Southeastern 395? You need Southeastern High Speed and the Class 37 ROG. R-O-G. Rail Operations Group. And you need to be on Train Sim World 3. It's not available on Train Sim World 2. If you're still on Train Sim World 2, why? The rain's starting to ease. Dynamic weather, lovely. Now, I already told you this at the start of it. What else layers into this route? And there are three things that layer into it. We're clearly following a stopping train currently. NJTE, DTG has not released the final updates for Train Sim World 2. The Euro Phoenix. It's quite a nice livery actually, I like it. If you want to know the history of the Euro Phoenix, we have a look back at the stream that we did on it some time back. No smoking or being naked in the engine compartment. It's wise. NJT, Dave Randall says the class 40. So yes, it is the 40 that comes in on NTP. And NJTE has got the 66 and the ROG, which is also correct. It's a particular 66 though. I'll give it to you, but someone should tell me what the particular 66 is and I'll get some other points. There's no 377 coming into this, I don't think, Metro. I'd happily stand to be corrected, but I don't see it when I play it. No Jubilees, Dave Randall? Not yet. You guys are just being silly. Yes, Dave Randall, it is. Why am I getting so many acknowledges? Dave Randall, it is in fact the RHTT, you're correct. And JT says the leaf blower one. I actually think it's a class 41, but you know, I'm giving points anyway. We'll have a look later. We'll find out. I haven't seen a Jubilee layer into this at all, NJT. Dave Randall's telling me there's 3 Steam services. Well, there you go. That's probably because I've got the that festive DLC turned off. The giant power station here. Just as a warning, there's a question about that later. I've given you both points, NJTE and Dave, because I'm not completely convinced which one it is. Because I actually thought it was a 41. Is this that one with the strange signal? There's a bin there. We should go get it. Oh no. One of the stations has got... That's gone yellow too, so we can go. One of the signals has got a sideways pointing signal. Benjamin Rivers asks, how does he get the ROG? You buy it. This is the ROG. The Rail Operations Group, Class 37. It's cruising along at 15. And yes, it is a lot of cooling towers, Lexic Dark. It's a very big power station. I've got questions about this power station. NJT says that DTG layered them because the 45s were the workhorses, the ML. Well, there we go. Dave Randall corrects me that we don't have a 41. Bummer. Lexic Dark says that's a lot of cooling towers, and he's right. NJT says for Skyhook's second route, it's a big improvement over their UP route. Oh, I definitely agree with that. The UP route doesn't have a reason to exist. I don't understand why anybody would build a train route that only runs once a week. NJT says once he gets the 700 and the ROG SEHS, Southeastern High Speed, would be truly diverse. I think it's pretty good now. Benjamin Rivers. Michael says it's the Rail Operations Group Class 37/7 add-on. It is indeed. There's a lot of different Class 37s, and you can tell these ones. Let's go up the front, actually. No, front. Front. You can tell the modern class because they've got... You guys can't see my cursor. They've got the different connectors and the different things on the sides. I tried to find some history about this tunnel, but I couldn't. I was curious why it was a castle. I'm sure it makes sense to somebody. Next question. As you approach Nottingham on any HST service, there's a bug that tends to bite you in the arse. What is it? And the very fact that I can upload to Dovetail Live tells you I'm in the public build. Benjamin Rivers, how much is a tram game on console? That depends where you live. In the UK, I think it's about £35, but don't quote me on that. About £35 for the two cities, which are Munich and Vienna. And there's a deluxe version as well that includes the depot and another tram. That one's more. I think the individual routes are about the same price they are on individual cities, I should say. There's a lot of routes in the city about the same price as they are on PC. And I know it's out for Xbox S and Xbox X and PlayStation 5. I'm not sure it's out for the older generation consoles, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anything about that, so we'll see if it turns up in the store for them, I guess. But it is quite a graphics intensive game, so if you're on an older console, even if it does run, I'm not sure what your experience would end up being like. NJTE correctly identifies the bug. It's a speed grid that slows you down to 0. It's actually set for 25, so if you're not going over 25, it won't bite you. But if you're going over 25, which you should be, because it's a 35 area, it will in fact bite you. The only good thing about these really straight UK routes is you can do things like this. I'll come back out a little bit, get it centered just right. Not quite right. There we go, that's better. No, still getting closer to it. You can do kernel cams. I'm doing a really bad kernel cam here at the moment. Terrible at it. There's no passengers in it this time, that's good. First time I played one of these layer services, it was full of people. It's like, should be empty. NJC says he's going to save up Tram Sim and he's going to get the deluxe version. Ryan King says it's not on Xbox One. Well, there you go. Benjamin says which Southeastern coach is on that game. Well, it's actually an electric multiple unit. It's not a coach as such. So it's the Class 395. And it's an electric multiple unit being towed down to Derby for refurbishment. Duckington asks, does the scenery look a bit bare to you on this? It doesn't look bare to me, but what is missing is railway grub. So there is always grub, there is always clutter, there is always junk along a railway, and I don't really see any of that. I'd love to see some activity in the fields because there's a variety of crops grown in this area. I'd like to see more of that than just straight green. I think that TSG showed us what could be done in that space, and I would like to see that done on other routes now. Because it does make it feel better and more immersive when there's more things happening on the farms. NJT says the 37 isn't supposed to be electrical. It does, because it's got those plugs. It actually does connect up to the 395 and power it. It has to, because the 395's got electro-pneumatic braking, not just air braking. So it has to fully power it. Whether the sign should actually show a destination, now that's another story. It should probably say out of service. What does it say? I'm curious. I think that says out of service, doesn't it? It's a bit covered in rain, so it's hard to tell, but it's not a station name. I think it's time for another question. What engines do the 158s use? And it's the 158s used in this particular route, the ones that were released with it. Because there's been a variety over the years. We're heading down towards Derby now. I'm still keeping my speed down because we keep running into yellows. I always love how the rain starts after you switch out. So since we're in the flower area, there's something I wanted to know. So they grow as the camera approaches them. It's got nothing to do with the train. See how the flowers actually grow as you get closer to them? I always thought that was kind of funny. There's a nice drone shot. Drone would have crashed into the weeds back there, but that's okay. Cummins, correct, Dave Randall, although you're clearly guessing. But it is a Cummins diesel. Midland Mainline is full of curves and really hilly. True or false? Ah, NJTE's gone crazy and added in all so much extra detail. I can ask Benjamin, but if you jump on my Discord, I'll have a way to actually tell you. If we've got green signals, let me fire up the Discord, and I will in fact ask. I doubt I'll get an answer today, though. Unless one of the ambassadors already knows. I have asked the question. We shall see if an answer turns up during the stream. If it does, I'll let you know. Otherwise, the only way I'll be able to reach you is if you get onto my Discord. There's a link on the channel page to the Discord. Benjamin asks, what is the next UK route? I'm pretty sure they've announced it, Benjamin. Have a look in the roadmap. And who was first with false for my trick question? It was Dave Randall. Well done, Dave. Alrighty. The steepest gradients are in the yards. True or false? Doesn't even have many curves, Ryan. Not much at all. Hello, Emmanuel Perez. How are you? Now, do you say it Emmanuel or do you say it Manuel? Dave Randall's first out of the gate with a true. Dave Randall, you're on a roll today, mate. You're on fire. A lot of other correct answers from Metra and NJTE. Michael Newbury says Benjamin Rivers. It will be Peak Forest. Thank you, Michael. I was pretty sure it was Peak Forest, but I couldn't actually remember what was in the roadmap, so I didn't want to say. Because, hey, this is a dull day. I need to know something. I need to know something. Can you see them on dull days? No. Okay. But they do work. They do actually flash, by the way, the lights. You just can't see them. It says not in service. There we go. That's what it should say. Perfect. Whee! We're only a mile out of Derby now, so I should probably start slowing down. NJT says, why do Metra and Dave keep answering you when you just start to ask the question? You might want to reload the stream, NJT. It does sound like you're a bit behind. Manuel says the first one. Cool. Welcome to the stream. We approach Derby. I did have some coaching from a Brit who does assure me that it's Derby. Because I kept calling it Derby, and it made him mad. So he got hold of me and went, it's Derby. But alright then, mate. I've just got a brake demand, haven't I? Sigh. I wonder if the quick way out of the brake demand works on this. Yes, it does. That works on the HST as well. If you just put it in neutral or off and put it back into forwards, it works fine. Now, does that mean there's some speed limit there that I was not aware of? I don't think so. Dave Randall says Tram Sim is not on Xbox One. Yeah, I kind of thought that. I kind of thought it's only 9th gen. But let me confirm that, because... apparently it's available in the store now on Xbox. Weird. Let me confirm that when I get into Derby. It's a pre-order. There you go. You can pre-order it now, and it is optimized for the Xbox S and X. Playable on X and S, so it's yeah, definitely will not be on the One. Let the train stop while I load this up. Here's a link to it on... there you go. Did we get a brake demand again? We did. Off we go again. The speed grids on this route do need a little bit of work. Come on, brakes. Release. Release the Kraken. I think we have released. Probably not working though. There they go. The only way to run a 37. I looked up and saw the red signal and went, but no, it's okay. It had a shunting signal. It's all good. Why are we getting TPWS in a yard? I suppose we are going into the platform, aren't we? Because this is a through service. We just don't take it through. In fact, I'll be curious if I return on foot at the end of this service. Will it drive off? In fact, can we return on foot and get into it? Let it take us off the map. That would be interesting. We'll know in a moment. And yes, NJTE, TSW3 is on the Xbox 360. Ryan King says he tries to buy it on Xbox One and it says it cannot be played on this device. Yeah, it's pretty intense from the graphics perspective, so that doesn't actually surprise me very much. Oh, we were meant to stop way back there. And I failed to... Objective complete. So, let's... Gold medal. Where's my return on foot prompt? No return on foot prompt. Return to free roam. So let's get out of the chair. Let's sit in the second man's chair. Because I'm curious, will it drive away? Might. Should. Should just drive off. We'll know soon enough. Metra does indeed love that electric trains are being refurbished. NJT says Derby is where the trains are being refurbished. Emmanuel Perez says, why do many trains have technological devices from different times? The train we're driving now is a good example. They evolve. So really old equipment, they'll often get refitted with new engines and new exhausts. They may get computer control of their engines to make them cleaner. It's just a fact of life. It's much cheaper to refurbish a successful old train than it is to develop a new one. Oop, the AI's taken it. I got kicked out of the chair. I'm waiting to see what happens now. Dave reckons it's going to go backwards. Ah. Can you open the door? No. Something's happening. But I don't know what. Rolling, actually. Very, very slowly. Benjamin wants to get the 700 when it gets released. There it goes. Absolutely correct, Dave Randall. Nice work. Michael says Peak Forest probably comes out in the summer sometime. I'm not sure when Peak Forest will come out because they haven't actually announced it. I am looking forward to another steam engine. I'm not holding out for any particular improvements on the steam front. It's quite a novelty having someone invisible drive the train. I assume they're driving it from the electric end. I won't be able to use the external camera to go and find out. Hello, Neil TV8. We're riding along in a Class 37 that's being driven by an invisible human. Neil TV8 is a fellow ambassador if you don't know him. He's got a great channel, streams live on Twitch and puts up videos of basically every collectible and every service and every scenario onto YouTube. So if you're ever curious about how to get through a scenario, if you've got any issues or if there's a service giving you some troubles, you can quite likely find a playthrough of it on Neil TV8's channel. Yeah, sooner or later I'm probably going to get kicked out of the playable area. Let's try and do this without falling out so we can watch. This is where the playable area ends, I think. So I'll probably get thrown out soon. NJT says it's going into a shed since Derby is where most VR trains are rebuilt. It's true. Dave Randall says Peak Forest should be soon as the achievements are on Xbox and normally they show up after it's released. I think they usually show up beforehand actually. It's how lots of the leaks have happened. It's going to curve off to the other side now, so let's go and open up this door and do the same thing and try not to fall out again. Hello, British Ace. Another ambassador. British Ace, also another D2G ambassador. Also with another excellent channel. British Ace, I think his specialty is probably best described as playing entire shifts. So he'll sit there for 8 to 10 hours playing service after service after service after service. Which is kind of cool. We all have our own little unique things that we do. We're currently riding in a 37, which is pushing back with an AI driver. We're outside the playable area now, I'm pretty sure. I got back on after the service finished. Neil TV8 says he assumes Peak Forest would be released in May. I won't enter into the discussion of when it may or may not be released. But I'll happily read out people's thoughts. You're right, British Ace. Tough work indeed. I'm just an observer today. We should do another question, shouldn't we? In our quiz. Who bought Dovetail Games this week? And for clarification, I mean who bought the company, not who has bought a game this week. NJTE, Peak Forest is in the UK. It's in a particularly hilly area, fairly well known for mining, farming and passenger traffic, so we shall see what comes with the route. I'm not actually in the Peak Forest beta, so I haven't seen it at all, so I don't know. I've become a little picky and choosy because I can't tell you about the beta program, but I can tell you that in doing it, I used to be involved in pretty much everything, and I found that to be overwhelming, and I wasn't being particularly useful, so I pulled back a little. Love the reflections on the side of the 37 there. Isn't it funny, we can do reflections on the side of the loco, but mirrors don't reflect. British Ace says, didn't help that OBS crashed. Challenging. I had a problem today with my stream actually. It started, but it didn't, and it sent data, but YouTube didn't get any. I ended up having to restart the stream, which is a bit sad. And first person with the correct answer was in fact Dave Randall with Focus Interactive. I'm just checking. Yep, there's no one above that, so Dave Randall gets the points. Neil TV8 was also correct, and so was Michael Newbury and Ryan King and NJTE. Dave Randall is officially on fire today. So now that this is parked up, let's get out. Because you can't normally get here, I'm pretty sure. So what can we see? How modelled is it? Ooh, you can walk under the building. There's a track under there. You see the funniest things when you get outside the playable area, you really do. I like exploring outside the playable area, it's just something I like doing. No insides to the building. So given no one ever comes here, that's actually not too bad a representation, I suppose. It does feel like a railway workshops kind of place, doesn't it? It's got a good feel to it. Needs a bit of work on asset placement if they're ever going to use this yard in the future. I assume here they would have had a traverser between these workshops. Much coolness. Alright, let's jump off and play a service. What are we going to do? I picked one. Oops, what did I come out of there for? Let's go for a 158. And I did pick one. 5D08. Oh, it's only a little shorty. Why did I pick that one? Oh well, let's do it anyway. Oh, I know why, because I'm running a full set. I remember now. Neil TV8 says his streaming PC decided to crash after going live on Twitch today. Found out it wasn't reading my boot SSD. Ouch. That's always painful, isn't it? Day headlights. Bit of reverser. Bit of AWS. And looking good. We've got a green signal, so away we go. Coming out of the depot. Michael said he had it first. Yeah, 2 turns up first in my list, Michael, so it does turn up in different orders for different people. I can only go by what I see first, unfortunately. That's okay, I hope. Emmanuel says we really need Asian roots. Well, you know, Union Workshops is working in the game. Now, I imagine it'll take them a while to learn the tooling because it is very, very different to Train Sim Classic. But I would expect, in fact, I would be surprised if they didn't bring out an Asian route. Now, whether it's Japanese or Chinese, I couldn't tell you because Union work on both. But it will be something. I would love to see one of the little Japanese rural trains, the little 2-carriage DMUs. I reckon they're awesome. Particularly if it's one of the routes where the stations all go bing bong and make all the noises that they make, because it's just cool. As we cruise into the back door of Nottingham, I'm sure we will see some minning tights any second now. NJT says, the Class 158 Sprinter, the train that saved regional railways. We had a train, in fact we still do actually have them, they're almost all replaced now, but we actually have this almost exact train here in Melbourne for our regional lines. It's called a Sprinter here as well. It's almost exactly the same. The dash is quite different because the front of our trains aren't divided up like this. I run OBS Studio 2, Neil TV8. I don't use Streamlabs, I use the vanilla one. And I have been known from time to time to chuck a few dollars into the open source project because I like it. There we go. That was hard, wasn't it? Alright, let's run the Ah, no, not replay. Nope. Let's just not replay that service. Wasn't me. Can't see it. Never happened. There's a cat scratching away next to me if that's coming through on the sound. 158, and now we're doing 2A19. As I confusingly scroll everywhere. 2819, Nottingham Matlock. Because I want to go everywhere on the route, and let's go. Oh, here, a bit of foggy today. Why not? Just catching up with the chat. Dave Randall says this is his local route, so he has a bit of an advantage. Oops, better turn it on, hadn't I? Day headlights are on. Unlocking the doors. This is Newark Castle. Is it really? I don't think it is. Oh, it's a Newark Castle train. Now it makes sense. Get ready to get out of here. Ryan King says he doubts it'll be Chinese. I don't know. They make both, so you never know. We shall see. It'll all depend on what market they're trying to get into. Where they think they can make the most cash, I would suggest. Because while games developers do love making games, they make games that make money. TOC says he's going to go via this route next week to Loughborough to see the Great Central Railway. Sounds good. You going to make some video of your visit to the railway? A bit quieter this one. Turn him up. British Ace says preferably Japanese, a good old bing bong. I agree, the bing bong trains are good. The HUD back on before I get myself in trouble because I'm speeding. Well, nearly. Just only a little bit. TOC says some Class 158s were modified for use in Thailand. That's quite possible. NJT says it's a super hard service. Is it really? I haven't tried this one. We shall see. Where we go? Benjamin River says, where will the 700 go to and from? Probably everywhere on Southeastern High Speed, I would think that it's capable of going on. Would be my best. My guess. I don't know, just pointing that out. That's my guess. So, don't go quoting me on that. And whether it'll turn up for other routes, I don't know. Benjamin Rivers says Thameslink train. British Ace says Dartford to Rainham. And people say, when will it come out? And British Ace goes, no clue. Yep, same as me. We don't tend to find out very long before other people find out. If we even find out before other people find out. A lot of the time we get it on the same day everybody else does. Dave Randall says, can do some quiz questions if you want, and that's okay. Hey, he's poking me. NJT says, don't think the Chinese government would allow a Western video game. They do. Train Sim Classics sold in China, so is Train Sim World. It's actually a very big market. Ryan King says Dovetail seems geologically sensitive, like the Super Ukraine livery, so the controversy around China, they'd be afraid that people wouldn't buy it for political reasons. Well, you'd have to weigh that up, Ryan, as an organisation. If your market is huge in China and you won't sell anybody anywhere in the rest of the world, why would you care? It's all about the market. The market will tell them where to do stuff. If they can sell it, they'll do it. We should do some questions, shouldn't we? Lexic Dark says, how would it be with a Malaysian MRT since they're driverless? You know, an MRT would be like driving BART. I feel so sorry for those people. BART is the Bay Area Rapid Transit System, San Francisco Bay Area, running pretty much from near enough San Jose up to Sacramento via San Francisco and Oakland and Berkeley and everywhere else in between, and running right out to Pleasanton and all those places. I feel sorry for those guys because they sit there all the time and they've got a button to press and it stops the train, and that's the only button they've got. The rest of the time it just drives by itself. Off we go to Beeston. It's an interesting question, Benjamin. Would they extend Southeastern High Speed further? Well, in the past, I would have said no. But then they extended it. So now I'd say, maybe? Who knows? They never used to extend routes, and then they did. So there you go. If the line ran into London, what station would it stop at? We come sliding into Beeston Station, ladies and gentlemen. Next stop will be Beeston. We are stopping on platform 2. If you are leaving us today, please gather your belongings, children, service animals, monkeys, crickets, iguanas, and a goldfish, and get off my train. Thank you. Dave Randall with St. Pancras. Ryan King also with St. Pancras, and NJTE with St. Pancras. Yes, I know it's really called St. Pancras, but St. Pancras is funnier. Look at that, they're all staying behind the yellow line. What well-obedient people we've got. I think I was supposed to stop a while back. Ah, they could walk. Should be right, mate. What am I doing in there? Come on, down you come. I don't understand how passengers there affect the boom camera here. Let's try this camera. That's better. Passengers don't whack you so much with the 3 cam. It's good to see they're still a little bit crazy and a bit demented in where they try and go. There you go, the other people are walking down to get on now. But, you know, come on people, hurry up. Is that guy getting in? There he is. The others don't seem to care, so off we go. There are 3 named trains that operate on this line today. What are they? 10 points for each one, and you can get them individually or all together. It's up to you. Off we go to Attenborough, where we'll probably see some enormous creature eat a seal. British Age would like an East Coast extension. That would be good. As of about 2007. Which line are you working on, British Ace? I've forgotten. as we approach Attenborough. Ryan King goes, George Arthur and Mick Jagger. Close. No bananas. British Ace 158222170. Looking for the names of the trains. British Ace's job is gone for us on the Arun Valley line. Very cool. Robin Hood, correct, Dave Randall, who's continuing being on fire. NJTE, where are you? Ah! Gotta be a Nebworth. Wasn't paying attention. Let's get the rest of Dave's questions while we're waiting for this to stop. The Master Cutler and the Midlands Express. They are correct, Dave. Well done to you, sir. You exhibit more skill than I do. Fortunately, there's a signal in the platform, but if I put the back half of my train in there, it should be fine. As long as I don't take the front half past the signal, it's all good. That's where the other driver goes, I know what you did. Dave answers very quickly. Can read my mind. Wouldn't take long to read my mind, it's not very big. There's a YouTube channel that I watch a lot of a very funny young human named G. Her channel is G Loves Trains. How does G describe the 158? We're going to stop in the middle of the level crossing, because we can. And go back into forwards so we don't forget. Going to read out what Nightbot says? Probably not. TOC's HSTs will mostly be gone by the end of the year. If I'm lucky, I might catch a ride on one from Leeds to Chesterfield, which is like North Midlands, but will probably just be a Voyager. There are some preserved ones that you can jump onto. Off we go. Let's try that again. Michael Newbury thinks Dave got a peek at the answers. Well, they're not on camera, so I hope not. And Dave Randall did exactly the same earlier on GWE. It does happen. People are busily looking up G Loves Trains now. Would you like a link to the channel? Since we've had no answers to this one, it's now a super question, and it's now worth 50 points. So if you figure it out, it's worth 50 points. It could be a game changer for somebody. Before COVID decimated the universe, who was the operator behind East Midland Trains? They're not now, it got taken off them. TOC says the Heritage Railway Volunteerate is getting 2 guest HSTs for the Diesel Gala in June. That's good. She does hate them, Dave Randall. Definitely hates them, but what does she call them? He has a particular name for them. Actually, come to think of it, just give me the first word of what she calls them, because the second word may not get through the YouTube filter. Correct, British Ace. It was Stagecoach. It's not anymore. They had it taken away from them. As we go on our way to Long Eaton. In 2022-2023, EMR was hit with a strike. How many decades had it been since the last one? Now, here's a scenic aspect that amuses me. Just saying. What's probably the one thing power lines shouldn't do? Yep, just end in midair. Where's even the next one? There isn't a next one. Oh well. So, yellow signal. Four is close. One's not close. Should we go lower and higher? British Ace, lower. Ryan King, higher. Lexic Dark goes, oh the tension. Brain the size of a planet, and all they've got me doing is parking cars. And if you don't know who that is, you're simply not old enough. Dave Randall's gone 20, so 20 years maybe, wouldn't be 20 decades. We're going to be changing tracks. How wonderful. Hello, CCT Mitch. We cruise over to the right here. On our way into Long Eaton. Lexic Dark keeps getting the black light on the black background that lights up and says, do not press this button again. Yep, we've gone green. YouTube compression is a bit interesting on dark streams. Slow all the way down to 10 miles an hour. Nice bit of flange squeal. And the clicky-clacky of the frogs even seems to be timed to actually be when you're crossing the frog, which is nice. It's one of those things that keeps me playing this, to be honest, because it does have its issues. But there's so many little things that are right that it just makes it enjoyable. Violet's Inspiration Soup, hello! I have been well. You've been lurking on and off to the shops now. Well, enjoy your shopping. I liked your little videos of Albion the other day. We lived in Adelaide Street when we were in Albion. Across the road from the little shopping strip there. Could be able to speed up by now a little. Yes, the flange grinds. They're always kind of cool. Get over here for our gratuitous... Oh, we can't go there! Oh no! Can't get a... Can we get a gratuitous bridge shot on this side? Oh, just. There's a tree in the way. All that effort. I'm not trying very hard to speed up, because we're going to stop anyway in a moment. Enjoy your shopping. We did do the Aldi crawl yesterday. And you did some stuff with the DSLR the other day as well. Flinders Street was cool. Flinders Street is quite an interesting station. It's got many generations of changes in there. And it's I like to go in search of the layers. Unfortunately, our transit police aren't like American transit police, and when you go rummaging around in places where you're not quite supposed to be, they just go, "Oi, what are you doing here?" And you explain, and they go, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, go right ahead." America, they probably just shoot you. Doors open. Beware the opening doors. Note that the doors on this train are yellow for your safety and convenience. Try not to walk into the yellow doors. Violet likes Flinders Street and Southern Cross. Yeah, Southern Cross is another one with a lot of generations of history. It's kind of sad when they took away the parcels platforms on both of those stations. I'm being nice here, I'm letting these people get in. There's a limit to my generosity though. It'll run out in a tick. Come on, you two. Hurry up. Alright, don't get in then, see if I care. And off we go. Full fang, why not? It'll slip though. Spin, spin, spin goes the wheels, but it's too wet to make sparks. "5 miles to Spondon." Violet says you used to have an office in Flinders Street Station. That was cool. It would be. In the upstairs section. Up near the ballroom, I imagine. Metra says, why does the bell turn off with a whoomp sound? I don't know, it just does. And the old Southern Cross was cool with all those underground bits. All those underground bits that you could actually get to as well. Ah, yes. If you fail to feed the moggies, they will eat you. That's the difference between a dog and a cat. If you die alone in a building with a dog, it will lie down next to you and die of a broken heart. If you die in a building alone with a cat, it will work out which bits are the softest ones that it can eat first. It will probably start with your cheeks. Ah, down on the ground level. Lots of interesting places in there. There's a hat shop and faux shop, and there's been lots of things over the years. A news agency, porno bookstore. There's been lots of things under there over the years. Yes, cats would mutiny. You have a cat named Buzz too. Oddly enough, so do I. We should do some questions. Still no one's got the G Loves Trains description. Oh yeah, there's Hearn's Hobbies is under there as well. Lexic Dark went shopping 2 days ago because of the moggies. And British Ace is leaving us. Oh, good night, British Ace. Have a good sleep. Metra's crapping on about bells on American trains even though we're driving UK trains. Thanks, Metra. Don't you love these electric trains? Anyway, moving on. I don't think we ever got an answer to the other one, so it was actually 3 decades. What kind of sprinter is the 158? So it's a something sprinter. Ah, cool. Yes, mine is Buzz, and yours is Max. Should make them visit sometime and see what they do. Even though we're on opposite sides of the city. Violet is also from Melbourne and has a very entertaining channel. Violet's entire aim is to make people smile and have fun. Dave Randall is first with Express, and then Metro, and then NJTE. And it is a diesel sprinter, you're right. TOC says it'll be interesting to see if the 4Fs will slip, as the 4Fs were notorious for slippage, and sometimes the valve gear would even cut clean of the driving wheels. And you moved from just near Chadstone and you're out there. It's not a bad area, Sunshine, really. Lots of people are scared of it, but it's not a bad place at all. Manuel Perez says, what's that sign on the right wall of the train? Do you mean this one? It's the destination code so that you could type in here if it actually worked. But it doesn't work, so you can't. And that would set the destination display on the outside of the train. That wall was very close to the train then. Almost at Spondon. It's time for a question. Why was the EMR fined £5,000 in 2021? Ryan King is scared of clowns and spiders. Don't move to Australia. That's all I can say. All of our politicians are secretly clowns, and we have no shortage of spiders. No, it wasn't for an accident. It was for something they did deliberately. Wasn't for cancellation. There goes my other half with Buzz in hand. Ran by very quickly, hoping the camera wouldn't get her. She was wrong. Apparently I'm being handed a Buzz, who's struggling and has claws out. Say hello to the audience, Buzz. He's normally so talkative, he's not going to say anything now. So I try and stop my train. Aren't you going to talk, Buzz? Hang on a tick. If you're going to hear Buzz, I'll have to do this. She's not going to do anything. She normally meows constantly. But not today, clearly. No. She's shy.
I'll trade you the one that does make noise.
There you go, you. Apparently there's not a fluffy one coming.
You make noise.
Lock the doors. Do you know how hard it is to drive a train with a cat? Come on, close the doors. I want to go. There we go. Full fang. This is Luna. Off we go to Derby. Strange, we've been here before, haven't we, Luna? See, Luna never shuts up. And Lexic Dark says, sorry, Luna. Just dropped her head. She got down very awkwardly. TOC says, fun fact, Class 158s were used by the Intercity and painted into the Intercity Swallow. There you go. Lexic Dark says, if you get into a fight with clowns, always remember to go for the juggler. Clown jokes. Ryan King says, every deadly insect and snake is in Australia. Yeah, most of them. We do have a lot. Fortunately, they leave us alone and we leave them alone. NJTE, you are correct, because they breached marketing codes in a competition because they didn't actually nominate a winner. NJTE gets some points on the board. Ryan King, Derby, home of the shaving cream. Well, fair enough. Perhaps I need some shaving cream. What do you think? No. Who operates the EMR today? You know, Dave, East Midland Trains. I'll kind of pay that, but it's not quite what I was looking for. What's the operator behind them? Transport UK Group, correct, NJTE. Well done. Pugface Music was sent by Violet. We're subbed. Can't hang out this time. Left a thumbs up. Maybe catch you next. Thank you, Pugface Music. Another channel where the world is about fun. So if you like being about fun, give them a look. We've got a shunt signal coming up into Derby. It's the same shunt signal we ran through before when I went, uh-oh. If you're wondering what a shunt signal is, on the left there you see how we have the red signal, right next to it there's a diagonal one. The diagonal one is telling me it's okay, but you have to go at low speed. So we are. Ryan King says the Illuminati run EMR. Well, that would probably make sense. They run everything else. Who said that? What time does the first weekday HST for London leave from Leicester? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching our final station. Please gather your monkeys and children and get off my train. Anything you leave behind will be destroyed by the British Transport Police. Earlier, Metro. See you later, TOC. Thank you for joining in. NJT says the official name of EMR is Abellio East Midlands Limited. Transport UK bought Abellio's British assets but did not bother to change the name of their British assets. That's because it costs money to do things like that and change deeds and titles and all that sort of crap. Why spend it if you don't have to? Wow, this is close to the signal. It's not too bad, I suppose. It's about 10 metres out. Dave Randall says it's a trick question because no one has HSTs on this route anymore. Not really a trick question. There actually is an answer. NJT says 5:15-ish earlier. Ryan King says, leave the monkeys and take the children. Main menu. Timetable, that's what we want. Let's do 2K25. Actually, why don't we jump over to... Let me do an HST one, thinking about it. Do a bit of variety. Let's jump into an HST. Let's go an 8-car HST, so it's even slower. 1C22. I can't do 1C22. Maybe that's only for short ones. Ah, you'll do. London to Derby to London, St Pancras. And I think, what about a bit of snow? So we'll probably have to, January for snow? Yeah, why not? Snow doesn't look quite so pretty on this route. They used the old snow, unfortunately. 446 says Metra. Ooh, close. Oh yeah, it's dark. Oh well. Horn works. Instrument lights. I don't like streaming in the dark. Do you want me to keep streaming in the dark or bring it into a daytime one? You happy with the dark stream? If you're happy, I'm happy. Why is it no? Oh, yeah, it's open to the roof. That's okay. Where are we? We're outside. Clearly. I always love it when that happens. Down the other end now. Oh, that's a bit manky, isn't it? There's light coming out of places that I wouldn't expect light to come out of. Oh well. As they say in the classics. Whatever. $457. Gee, that's close. 450. 502. 450 is pretty close. So my brakes do appear to work. Good. It's good to do a brake test. Still haven't got wipers going. Wash. Oh. Alright then. Off we go in the HST. Let's just say it's between 450 and 455. $451's close. $453 is very close. Higher. 462. It was 462, really? 452. There we go. Metra gets it. As our incredibly high-speed train departs the platform. I think we're wheel slipping, actually. Yep. We shouldn't be now. We head for Long Eaton. In the dark. Let me put on the inside lights so you can at least see the cab. You wouldn't normally drive with your inside lights on because you wouldn't be able to see anything. Yes, NJTE, I love waking up at 7:99. Oh, Dave's looking in the game. Alrighty. If you travel first class on the East Midland, if you travel first class on EMR, East Midlands Trains, or East Midlands Railway, you get a complimentary breakfast on weekdays. Name the 4 things that they give you in your complimentary breakfast on weekdays. It was a silly game, Lexic Dark, you're right. But people seem to have fun with it. At least the windscreen wipers work on the HST. Sort of. I need the specific things from the menu, folks, don't guess. There are 4 things they offer you that are not drinks, they are food. This, by the way, is worth a total of 40 points, if you get all 4 correct. You can answer them individually if you wish. Individually, they are worth 10. NJTE says a hot breakfast roll and pastries, breakfast bars and biscuits. Correct, NJTE. Well done. What would you be offered for your complimentary breakfast on a Sunday? That's where I got it from, NJTE, the EMR website. The Graham track says, what train are you driving? I am driving a Class 43 HST in East Midlands Trains. And we're running on Midland Mainline, which is well overdue for a crash, but it hasn't happened yet. Ryan King says now he's hungry. You are correct, NJT. It was kind of a trick question. There is no breakfast on Sunday. Are dogs allowed to occupy seats on any train on this railway? You know, Ryan King, that is funny enough that I'm giving you points. Ryan King says the Eucharist on a Sunday. And the sun's getting very bright here because, of course, it's morning, making it rather hard to drive this nighttime train, which is purple. Go figure. Oh, of course, because it's dawn, isn't it? I think we're only allowed to do 100 here, aren't we? No, we can do more. More power. More power. It is correct that they cannot sit on seats. Well done, Dave Randall. Interestingly enough, on most UK railways, any pets are allowed. They're not quite so generous on ours. You can even take a lizard. What is seat frog? Neil TV8 says he got 3 crashes while streaming this route on Twitch on Thursday. Yes, I'm not too surprised. I've had quite a few crashes. Strange all the places the light's coming from where it shouldn't. Oh well. And I'd better start slowing down for this station or we're going to Nebworth it. NJT is correct. It allows people to take an upgrade to first class. How does it work? NJT is correct. It bids for a seat. You can auction for getting a first class upgrade. Little 158 sitting there. I'm sliding. Well, I think some of the train might end up in the platform. Probably most of it. Yeah, it's going to be most of it. Good enough. It's snowy. In fact, the back's only just come in now as it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the first two cars, you will need to walk back. Watch that first step. It might hurt you. What alcohol can you buy on board a first-class service? Could be that Flexic Dark. Could be. Partially releasing the brakes to get ready to go. Oops, I locked him too early. Wait till 7:41. What? To go for an explore then. I'll have to get out this side though, or get stuck. What can we find on this platform that's interesting? Nothing in there. Ooh, route map. How cool would it be if they ever extend it to that full thing? That would be good. G'day mate, how are you? Morning. Hello. Greetings. Greetings. Fixed it. Yep, drivers would always get out and check ticket machines. We'll go down this side, we'll go back up the other side, and get back on our train. Assuming we're allowed to. Can we go? How far can we go? A little way. Not very far though. Let's go back up to our train. I assume it's this way. There's a wall here. I would donga put a wall there. Better go around this side. Silly dongers. It's time to go. There's going to be a fence in my way. Well, just do it the old-fashioned way. Clunk. Close doors. Lots, yes. Gin and tonic, Ryan King, yes. Red wine, white wine, yes. Brewdog, yes, Brewdog, San Miguel, and Prosecco. And of course the gin and tonic, but Ryan had already got that. We're not moving, are we? My brakes didn't release, that would be why. Off we go to Loughborough. Loughborough. An Aussie would probably call that something like laughing burrito. Just saying. Slippy slippy. That's an exciting view. Our headlights died. They have. Turn them off and back on. Yeah, they died when I got out of the train. They're rendering very strange, aren't they? Well, look, there's another bug. At least they're working. They're just rendering strangely. No, it was too early to do that, I think. There we go. Stop the wheel slip. A little bit of braking stopped the wheel slip. Do the trains have free Wi-Fi? Judging by the speedo, I'm not slipping, so I'll leave it in fifth and we'll see how we go. Looking okay, we're picking up some speed. I wish I was a way to smoothly scroll. Ooh, lights are back. Yay! They do have free Wi-Fi, that is correct, Dave Randall. Are you allowed to stream audio and video? Ryan King says yes, but it's not guaranteed. Dave Randall is correct with a no. They do say not to stream audio or video. It works, but you're not supposed to. Is the Wi-Fi censored? This train does have a nice bassy throb to it. And Dave Randall is correct, the service is censored. No watching your nudie pics. I call it family-friendly Wi-Fi. I think I need some faster wipers. Try that. Yes, the Wi-Fi is censored. Dave Randall says, not that he's ever tried to watch anything dodgy on the Wi-Fi. Lexic Dark says, it begs the question on how do they think families are formed in the first place? Yes. Ryan King says you can get around that if you upload said content to your cloud drive. There's the voice of experience. Unlike Dovetail trains, EMR trains have toilets. What percentage of people are satisfied with them today? Thank you, Daniel Robert Jowett. So I can make it go faster. Ah, there we go. Thank you very much. Very helpful. As we head to Loughborough, or Laughing Burrito. Yes, or VPN. Now, as 48% used to be satisfied with them, how many are satisfied today? It's funny when you materialise your camera and the first thing that happens is you get hit in the face with a bridge. 67's very close. I'd go slightly higher, but if no one gets it in the next 30 seconds, I'll pay it. Ryan King says, everyone who ate spicy curry and has only one pair of pants is satisfied. I'm going to pay Ryan King's answer, and I'm going to pay the curry answer, because it's funny. The actual answer was 69%, which is also a funny thing if you're thinking about toilets. Because they're clearly joining the On the Ground on Wheels Club. So, if you're caught on the EMR without a valid ticket, what is the penalty fare? And there's two parts to this answer, and I'll pay points for both parts. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching Laughing Burrito. Please wrap it up. Get ready to get off the train. I'm trying to see what you said, NJT. Oh, YouTube removed your message because you had 69. Oh, that's pretty funny. I'll tell you what, I'll give you some points though. That is very funny. £250 is a little high from what I found. Oh, I thought it wasn't going to give it to me for stopping 16 yards early. But it did. It's alright. Are we actually in the platform at the back? Good enough. It's perfect, in fact. Did you give a Bill and Ted reference? That is a Bill and Ted reference. You are a scary little man. Preparing to depart. We're off to Leicester, our last stop on this service. 100 plus a single price, correct, Dave Randall. A little whoop in the compressor there. If you pay up quickly within, I think it's 21 days, is the penalty fare reduced? And if so, to what? Correct, Dave Randall. It's reduced to 50. There's 2 sets of points there for you. You see a lot of farmland along this route. What are the 5 most likely crops for the area? And good luck finding it. It won't be on the Wikipedia page, I can give you that. Yep, slipping. We're back under control. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Leicester train. Leicester is the brother of Waterwick. As a special today, if you are a Centurion, we will allow you to ride for free. That is, free Waterwick. Dave Randall's gone with wheat. Yeah, that's the only thing not on my list. And barley. Also not on my list. But you might have a sauce. Could be barbecue. Could be tomato. No, we were getting away with it briefly there. Potatoes, carrots, beets, butter beans, strawberries. Potatoes is good. And oats, yes. I've got oats on my list. I've got potatoes on my list. I might have just to give you guys all points because, you know, you probably know better than me anyway. The things I had on my list were rapeseed, corn, rye, oats, and potatoes. But given you guys actually live there, you know, I'm going to pay you points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Nottingham was once described as the Queen of what? As they slowly try and pick up speed. Dawn is starting to break. The world's going pink. Airboard GR says, since when is Train Sim World a horror game? Dave Randall said, say oilseed. It's alright, I gave you the points anyway, Dave. Well, looks like it's actually going to hold at full throttle this time. We're not going to slip. If you're wondering how I'm telling it's slipping, is I watch the speedo. See, it's jiggling a little bit. So we are slipping just a little bit, but it's coping. We'll be okay. Correct, Dave Randall, the Queen of the Midlands. Is the correct answer there. At Derby, there was a facility known as the Loco. What was it? This is where serial killers go. Just saying. We are slowly picking up some speed. We might actually be doing the speed limit by the time we get to Leicester, you know? Derby Works, yes. I would accept that. It's also called the Midland Railway Locomotive Works, but I'll accept Derby Works. We were there before, incidentally, when we sneaked off the map. Lexic Dark says he's going for a reload and it appears a lot of answers are missing from his chat. Make sure you're on live chat. And Ryan King says a mental hospital for the criminally insane. Uh-oh. Speed grids bit me. Train, you're running it. I'm doing nothing. You've taken control away from me, so you're just going to have to live with this slippy, slidey shit in the snow. And you only get the top chat option, Lexic Dark. That's weird. Highest speed on this route, I think, is 120 from memory. Alright. That just saves me waiting for the minute and wait for the brakes to pump up. 124. There you go. I thought it was 120 itself. What did Matthew Kirtley, Kirtley, standardise? Is it going to move? Oh, passed by a 158. How humiliating. That door open. Oh, no wonder it's cold in here. What about that one? Oh, that one's not open. As dawn slowly breaks. We got wheel slip again. Much wheel slip. No, not the gauge. Standardise something else. We'll make that one a game changer question, because it's probably a little bit hard. It's now a game changer question. We've still got our other game changer question, is what does G Love Trains call the 158? We nearly got away with it. Try notch 3. Yeah, we're getting away with that. No, I saw your answer, Lexic Dark. It just wasn't funny enough. Sorry. Ryan King asked, did they think to rename the HST when the Zeppelin came out? To the medium speed train, perhaps? Let's try notch 4 and see if we get away with it. Yes. Ryan King says he standardised the standard for the publishing standard. I think he standardised something else. But we'll keep going. BR established the Railways Technical Centre and it developed 2 high-speed trains. What were they? Gotta like this mug, my tea's still hot. Aha, there's the 158. We're about to get our revenge. One of them was indeed the APT. And the HST, correct. Whereas NJT was close, but not quite. That's very close, Ryan King, yes. But she has a particular name for them that she always uses whenever she rides them. I'll give you points for finding that, though. That's pretty good. And in fact, since that one's still outstanding, that's now gone up to 100 points. What does G Love Trains describe the 158s as? And it's pretty rude, so you'll probably only be able to type the first word of it. Bye-bye, 158. Of course, he'll be laughing at me later when I go sliding through Leicester. If you change the direction of your reverser on the 158 when it's moving, what does the train do? Ryan King's gone. The 08 Shunter was one of the express trains they developed. That's funny enough, Ryan. That gets points. That is correct, Dave Randall. It applies the emergency brakes. That will happen to us soon. What are the giant cooling towers seen along the route? What is the name of the power station they're attached to? Radcliffe Power Station? Yes. Its full name is Ratcliffe-on-Soar. On console, what is the vaguely amusing bug that happens to the cooling towers? NJT asks, can we see the HSTs at St Pancras at the end of the stream? It's on my list, so yes, we can. We're going to try and ride one. Lexic Dark, Ratcliffe-on-Soar. Ratcliffe Dark gets the full answer, so well done, sir. Dave Randall, standardised locomotives, very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that became 50 points. It's time to slow down a lot. And hopefully we don't go slippy, because I kind of forgot that we have to slow down a lot. I don't think I dare go beyond break 3, though. It's alright, I reckon this speed grid will smack us anyway. If not this, the next one. Oh no, red signal. I'm gonna have to go 4. We're not slipping yet. Let's try 5. Oh no, 4's enough. 4's enough. It's gonna do it. It's alright. It's gonna be okay. It's okay, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now arriving at Leicester. We're having a glorious slide at the moment, but we hope to have you safely to the station shortly. Richard, hello. One wonders why this HST is showing third rail arcing. I don't think it does. It just has light coming out of very funny places. So if you look at it, it's not so much that it's arcing, it's just that there's light coming out of places that light shouldn't be coming out of. So it looks like it's doing strange things sometimes. It does give off sparks if you get wheel spin, though. Lexic Dark, yes, it has LOD problems. They end up looking melted on console. Just crawl down due to the slippery nature here. If you're using, this is another bug, if you're using safety systems on the HST on console, what can't you do with the controller that you should be able to do? Ladies and gentlemen, now arriving at Leicester. Please collect your children, belongings, bags, monkeys, and assorted policemen, and get off my train. That is correct. You cannot cancel TPWS. Or the DSD, for that matter. Doo-doo. What we get? Silver. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed it just didn't crash, to be honest. Alrighty. Given the time, we'll have a quick look at the RHTT, but I'm not actually going to play much of it. Just have a quick look at it. And that'll do fine. Oh, it's a 12-minute one. We'll play 12 minutes. That'll be fine. And then we'll go and have a look at the HSTs at the other station. Wait for 1 minute. No, I'm going to set up. Try to remember how to set this train up. Oh yeah, reverser. And they're all on already, so reverser to forwards. Headlights, just done. Just make sure the tail lights aren't on. They're not. Good. We probably want to go on to day running. And then there's this thing, isn't there? Controller on. I've got to remember how to do this now. On. Engine start. Now engine start. Whatever. If it works, it works. Lights are on. Brakes off. And away we go. Ooh, no sound. It's back. And is it pissing out sandite everywhere? Nah. I don't know if I did the sequence wrong or it's just not working, but whatever. That's fine. Richard, yes. The bugs do need sorting out. That is happening right now. Well, maybe not right now, it's Sunday, but... and it's also Sunday night where they are. But it is happening. What station serves the Ratcliffe-on-Soar power station? Ryan asks, is there something from this DLC that layers into Brighton? Certainly is, and we will be going to have a look. Is it Brighton? No, it's not Brighton. Strangely quiet, this 66. East Midlands Parkway is correct, Dave Randall. I think you'll find devs work all the time, right? Some of them do, anyway. It's their life. I often have trouble getting my teams to not work. I go, oh, I'll just spend a couple of hours. I go, don't spend any hours at all, mate. Just don't do it. There's no need. Lexic Dusk asks, what if Ratcliffe-on-Soar were a steam train? 4 boilers. With way too much technical mumbo-jumbo. It gets it up to 88 miles an hour. Indeed. And then you can go into the future. What is the nearby river to the East Midlands Parkway station? With our little train of super sausages, which even made my things struggle. Trent it is, Dave Randall. I think NJT's given up. He's left in disgust. And we have a yellow signal. Not that I'd know that yet, because I can't see it. I have not turned on safety systems in this one, no. I have been running safety systems in all the other services, though. If my safety systems are on, it would have stopped me by now. Hello, NJT, you are still here. Very good. No one's got the bonus question of what G Loves Trains calls the 158s yet. It is easier when you're local, true. You already know these things. How was the release date of this route leaked? This station needs to tidy up. Clearly haven't been here before. It's gone yellow. Rail Advent, correct. Yes, Rail Advent published it. If you own South Eastern High Speed, one train from Midland Mainline makes an appearance. Which one is it? And we just talked about it moments ago. Hello, David Park. How are you? Welcome. It's a bit late where you are. Keep your eye out for whales eating seals, folks. It is coming into Attenborough. The HST, that is correct, Dave Randall. Can you drive the HST on Southeastern high speed without using Scenario Planner? That's a long trip, David Park. Very long trip. We might get some more Dyslexic Dark, you never know. And NJT is correct that you cannot drive the HSTs. They're AI only. You can certainly get into them. In fact, that's my next question is, can you ride them? There's a red signal down there somewhere. There it is. Yes, you can ride in them, Dave Randall. We're still looking for those words from G Loves Trains. Richard says driving the HST on this route is more enjoyable than on the GWR mainline. I tend to agree, there's a bit more to do. Well, I'd love to go to Meadow Lane Junction downline, but I cannot at the moment. But while we're waiting for that signal to change, let's go look at the station. Why not? Doesn't look like there's much of interest on this side. There's a bin over there that needs picking up. Pretty much nothing on this side. Don't run across the platform, folks. You'll get run over. Ticket machine. Morning. How you doing? Hello. Hi there. More dovetail fashion. Does that mean going to be focus fashion from now on? I wonder. Route map. Still reckon it'd be great if they ever do the whole route. Has the signal changed yet? Yes. We should go. Why am I waiting here? You should tell me to bugger off. I reckon she's setting a whole new fashion trend. You know, those things where the shoulders are open. She's got legs that are open. There you go. That didn't sound right. It's not what I meant. You're all reading too much into it. Brakes are released. And I hate to tell you this game, but you normally don't release the brakes before applying power. Unless your train's got hill start control. David Park says his Acela got delayed by 20 minutes. DC Union Station got shut down. That's a bit tedious. Because some dude decided to trespass on the track. Well, they probably ran over the some dude. faux pas level 2 today, Mr. Lexic Dark. Cellars are a fairly light train, so they might be bumpy. I never got to ride one, because the only time I was ticketed on one, it ended up being something else. Because I didn't run the Accelera, it was broken. This route is missing whistleboards, I think. There's the occasional one, but I would have thought there would be more. Ryan suggests that Dovetail acquired by Focus Interactive. Focus executives give Dovetail a to-do list. Result, we start getting manuals again, but they are only in French. NJT says the Accelera stretch is not light. It actually is a fairly light construction train if you look it up. It's not a heavyweight by any means. It's mostly aluminium. Hello, Crazy Dash. How are you? David says they ended up single tracking, went back to normal operations and said there were residual delays because he wouldn't leave the track. It was probably in pieces, David Park, or it was a long smear or something like that. It's a bit hard to leave the track when you're a smear. This was supposed to be a quick service, lol. Lol. That's okay. Another red. And as you'd expect with Mr. Murphy, it changes to yellow just as you stop. Crazy Dash is doing good and eating dinner. It would be about that time, wouldn't it? It's almost lunchtime for me. Yeah, the Accelera is a fairly light machine as trains go. So after this we'll go and look at the HSTs at St Pancras and try and ride one. Why do the trees need collision boxes on them? A quesadilla. That sounds nice. Just cheese or cheese and something else? Might go make a quesadilla for lunch, actually. That's a nice idea. Yes, it's an RHTT, Crazy Dash. Chicken, excellent. And quite a nice concept, the quesadilla. Very easy to make too. Lexic Dark says kinetic energy poisoning is known to cause fragmentation. Yes, indeed. It's a very difficult poison to counteract. The technical terminology is splat. Yes, we'll try that, Dave Randall. Dave says if you spawn in at 10 AM, take the second HST over to leave St Pancras. I tried that last time I was doing it, and I got on the wrong one. And the one I should have been on left, and then I got off the one I was on and got on another one, and the one I was on just before that left. It's like, well, we can't win this, clearly. Crazy Dash says quesadilla is one of his favourite foods other than steak. I could understand that. I quite like them. Ryan King says, if you put hot peppers on, let you know how much you approve of the Midland Mainline's toilets. Good point. I had a pizza last night that was rather spicy with jalapenos. And I got to eat most of it because the other people looked at it and went, yeah, nah. Only a couple of people were interested in trying it. David Park says, for the Acela it says 623 tonnes in one part of the Wikipedia and 100,000 plus pounds in the same page. That's kind of normal for Wikipedia. Let's kick off the world's noisiest windscreen wipers that are louder than the diesel. Go figure. I think we're pretty close to being... Oh no, we're still in the playable area. I thought we were going in a non-playable. Crazy Dash said his friend Nosh Hunt keeps locking himself in the toilets. Perhaps he's had some spicy meatballs. It always amuses me that the act of applying the brake on the rail driver affects your windscreen wipers. There's only one quiz question left, Mr. David Randall. It's what does G Love Trains call the 158? And I'll tell people at the end. Let me find you her channel in case you can't find it. We're going backwards. We are going backwards. Crazy Dash just uses his imagination to think that one of the seats, HST seats, is a toilet. You can ask some questions, Dave Randall. Why not? Go for your life. You can't answer them, though. That's only fair. Come on. 7 yards over. It'll do. Alrighty, let's go off to Southeastern High Speed after getting the GLOD. Main, me and you. To the trains. Choose a route. It better be a good one. Southeastern High Speed and on foot. 10 AM at St. Pancras. There you go, David Park. Oh, we've got to go find the underpass, don't we? This way. Crazy Dash says he's been blacklisted from EMR for using his imagination. Well, you know, you shit on seats, that happens. Dave Randall asks the question, and we'll pay points for these questions. One of the oldest pubs in the world is in Nottingham. What is it called? This is your chance to catch up in JTE, because Dave can't answer them. Uh-oh. Falling in a hole. I can't get to the platform. Can I get to the train? There's an invisible wall here, isn't there? Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get up down this end. Because I can't get to the platform to climb up. And I can't get over to the train. And Ryan King has the answer, the Robbers Inn. I shall wait and see if that's correct. Aha! And we want the second one across. So now I've got to go all the way up here. And hope we make it. NJTE gets the points, apparently. Oh no! Oh no! Bugger. God. Well, I'm stuck to it. Alright, we're riding it. Damn it, I fell off the bogey. Hang on, I know another way in. Come on, sometimes you can get in between the carriages. No, not today. Ah well, we missed this one. See if I can get it to pick me up by running down the side of it. Nah. Does anyone know which one goes next? Oh well, we'll just restart it. And NJT got the points, I believe. So let me record that. Let's just try that again. Let's go faster this time. I do remember the Mitre Tavern, Lexic Dark. It still exists, I think. It's a stupid place. I should make it this time. Hello, Thunder 106. Dave Randall has asked another question. Nottingham is the spiritual home to Robin Hood, but which county was he from? Now, one thing I've learnt with this is don't sit in the chairs because the driver vanishes. So we'll just stand up, but we'll squat so we can see out the window if we can. There we go. Don't mind me, mate. I'll just sit here on the floor behind you. Be all good. He doesn't seem to care much. Here we go. Ah, I'm falling out. Alright, it's alright. We're in a carriage. It's all good. It's all good. We can't actually sit in a carriage though, so we'll just squat here, look out the window. And you know what? Even ChatGPT doesn't know the answer to what does G-Love Trains call the 158. I had to try. I had to try. Sir Robin of Loxley, I think, wasn't it? Well, you've reached the edge of the represented area, and you know what we do now. It kicks us out, and we go return to free roam. And guess what? We are outside the playable area, and we should... Oh no, it's dumped us at the wall. It didn't take us through. Oh, I'm sad now. Most of the time the trains take you through the invisible wall and then you can keep going. Sneak down this way. Oh, so close. Oh well. A little bit of parkour. Don't mind if I do. That's vaguely funny that they put a collision box on this. Hey, you know how you can't hurt yourself in this game? Whee! That would have hit the overhead wires, wouldn't it? I'm going to get told off for this, you watch. Whee! How many times can I do this, you reckon? Whee! Oh well. People probably get bored of that. So I did actually get outside the invisible wall and there was an invisible wall backing up the invisible wall. Ah, that's okay. So you guys think that you can get the Steam tours on this as well? But I don't see any, but I don't think I've got any Steam installed. That would probably be why. I can try and install some Steam, but that could be a little bit boring. So I think we might actually leave it there with the Midland Mainline. Clearly I've done all the training. But anyway, did you get an answer, Dave Randall? Doesn't much look like it. On Tuesday, I will stream this thing. I will stream Transim off my Xbox. Tomorrow I am only doing a half day at work. So I will... Look, error, try again. I will probably stream something after I've set the Xbox and everything else up, because I just got a new box to stream from the Xbox because my old one was kind of crap. So you may see me tomorrow afternoon. You'll definitely see me tomorrow night when I stream Tramsim. And it's been a fun one, folks. Ooh, we should add the things up, shouldn't we? So just quickly adding them up. 100, 200, 300, 400, 430. We have, in this order, British Ace, 10 points. Lexic Dark, 20 points. Metra, 20 points. Ryan King, 120 points. NJTE, 190 points. Dave Randall, who was riding a rocket, 430 points. I'm tipping, Dave, this has put you on the top of the board. I'm just tipping. Don't say it for sure, but I'm just tipping. So congratulations. I will pop that post out shortly to confirm how that went. And hopefully we'll see people on what will be UK mornings, 10 a.m. I think, for the Tram Sim stream, which will be 7 p.m. my time. And maybe see a few of you tomorrow afternoon. Definitely see people next week. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to stream next week. Probably that Japanese route, I think, in TSC. We shall see. We shall see what we shall see. Alrighty, have fun, folks. See you later. Bye. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.